Up 80 points, 15,932. Mitesh Thakkar is with us with thoughts on what to do now. Yesterday was indecisive, at least the Nifty, but today it looks decisive. Mitesh, what would you do?
Morning, Prashant. So I think, as you rightly pointed out, today the key point here is that we've kind of taken out the technical pivot of 15,900. So I think even now longs can be taken. 15,885 should be a trailing or a stop loss if you want to take a fresh position, or if you're holding, that should be a trailing stop loss, and 16,000 and 16,150 will be two targets on the upside.
Mitesh, morning. What are your stock recommendations?
On the stock side, Rima, I have buy on HDFC Bank with a stop at 1509 for targets of 1545, and Sun TV is a buy with a stop at 527 for targets of 546.
Thanks, Mitesh, for joining in. Let's turn our attention on the IT sector. Infosys reported a mixed quarter. Big beat in the top line, but there was that margin miss. Going by the stock reaction, it appears that the street is focusing on the revenue side, the demand picture, and they believe the supply side, although a problem for the industry, is an irritant which can be ironed out in the next few quarters, given the strong hiring that the industry is seeing. So on the numbers, big beat on the dollar revenue. It's higher than what its peer TCS had reported. They've upped the guidance by 200 basis points, again stronger than street expectations. The deal wins are looking good at $2.6 billion. The hiring numbers have been strong. The miss, as I said, has come in the form of margins, where margins declined by 80 basis points to 23.7%, and this is on account of higher subcontracting costs, retention programs for the employees. There was no wage hike which impacted the margins this time around. So when the company gives the wage hike, that will be an impact over and above what we're seeing right now, and that was the reason why the profits missed expectation. Attrition has also gone up for the company. Now, given the miss on the margins, brokerages have brought down their EPS estimates very marginally, just about 1 to 2%, but they are positive on the stock over the long term. So CLSA has put the target price at 1,900. The stock has outperformed TCS in the last 3 months. It's gained close to about 15% in the last 1 year. The stock is up close to about 100%. But, Infosys stock move is a bit muted. The stock which steals the thunder today is L&T Technology. Very, very strong numbers coming in from L&T Technology, ahead of expectations on both revenues as well as on margins. Big beat, actually. On margins, the surprising bit and the positive bit is that despite a wage hike impact, they managed to expand their margins by 70 basis points. They've also upped the full year guidance by 200 basis points. They're now forecasting revenue growth to be 15 to 17%, which Kotak believes is actually conservative, because their estimate is that L&T Technology will see an 18.7 revenue growth. In fact, even CLSA has raised the EPS estimates, and they've also raised the organic revenue growth forecast for the company over the next 2 years. Brokerages are positive. Both Kotak as well as CLSA have set a target price of 3,100, but the stock is expensive compared to its past multiples. Prashant?
Rima, thank you very much for that. So that's L&T Tech in focus there. Look at what's happening with L&T itself, right? Larsen & Toubro, it's up 4%. And one wonders if that is the impact of IT subsidiary companies doing very well. I mean, there is L&T Tech Services, which Rima just mentioned, and there is L&T Infotech as well, which is doing extremely well in trade. Of course, there is Mindtree, which of course had a very large run yesterday. So I'm talking about, that's L&T Infotech, but let's look at L&T. I mean, the parent company, and which owns stake in all these businesses. So there you go, 4.25%. I don't think, I mean, this is, it's hard to say, but it looks like it's basically impact of the subsidiaries doing so well, showing up here as well. Marico is the other one which is in focus. The stock is buzzing as well. It's decided to acquire 60% stake in Ayurvedic beauty companies, Apcos Naturals. My colleague Shilpa is joining in with details of this transaction. Shilpa, over to you.
Well, Prashant, this is Marico's bet on a D2C Ayurvedic beauty brand. Now, the company, as you said, has acquired 60% stake in Apco's Natural, which owns this brand called Just Herbs. Now, remember, this is part of Marico's strategy to sort of build digital-first brands, where it wants to build brands that it first tests the waters with in the e-commerce space and then sort of takes them to the mass market. But let me give you a sense on the acquisition itself. Now, this will be an equity stake that Marico will be acquiring 60% over 2 years in an all-cash deal. It will first acquire about 52.4% by the end of this month, after which Apcos will become a subsidiary of the company, and the balance 7.6% stake it will acquire by the 31st of March 2023. Now, remember, like I said, this is part of its digital-first brand strategy, and here the company is also looking at least, building a portfolio of at least 300 crore plus digital brands in the next 3 years, and it also gives Marico strong play in the Ayurvedic beauty segment. Now, we have seen the Ayurvedic space sort of see a surge in demand in the past year as well. Now, telling you a little bit about Just Herbs. Just Herbs is a bridge to luxury Ayurvedic brand. It was founded in 2018 by two people, Arush Chopra and Megha Sablok, and the company seems to be growing well. In fact, in FY21, the company registered revenues about 17.5 crores, which is almost double of its FY20 revenues of about 8 crore. Back to you.
Shilpa, thank you very much for that. That's details of the transaction there as far as Marico is concerned. Just Dial is in focus ahead of the board meet tomorrow. Rima, apart from earnings, there is likelihood of other business being conducted as well, or the M&A kind.
Well, that is the expectation. What the company has said or intimated to the exchanges, that they will consider other business with the permission of the chair, which, as you said, the street is reading that there is a possibility of an M&A kind of a deal, a strategic alliance. Now, the reported suitors for, who have shown interest in Just Dial, again, purely going by reports, are Reliance, Tata Digital, as well as SoftBank. But we have not independently verified this news, and we are not vouching for the authenticity of these reported suitors. But here we just want to put on board, what does Just Dial bring to the table? Why is there interest in Just Dial? For one, they have 30 million small and medium business listings. Of that, about 7 to 8 million, according to the company, are these B2B merchants. They have feet on the ground. They have about 3,500 employees who are in telesales, about 4,800 feet on the street sales force. They've got an early mover advantage. It's a well-oiled machine when it comes to the B2C business. They have cash of 1,500 crore plus on the books as of March quarter. Every quarter, they get unique visitors of more than 100 million. The JD app download stands at 29 million. So these are, some of the factors which perhaps makes Just Dial attractive to a potential suitor. From a suitor's point of view, it is, I think, the most important thing is access to this SME data, and the fact that because the company has feet on the street, they have set processes with which they engage with retailers. I'm guessing the potential suitors will want that data as they look to digitize the entire business. So this one is going to be interesting, but we'll get more details with the board meeting tomorrow. Dishant?
Rima, thank you very much for that. 1105 odd is where Just Dial is now trading at. We'll take a very quick break here. We are back. When we come back, we'll focus on the big global story, which is, of course, Jeremy Powell, the Fed chair, in his congressional testimony, saying that the Fed is holding the line as far as deciding on future moves, immediate future moves based on recent consumer price inflation. We'll get you the update on that in just a bit.